All right, so we're back with Juan Martinez. Tell us a little bit about Red October, man, and what that song was about. I know it's one of those questions, but well, it's an interesting title.
Yeah. Well, first I'd like to thank you for having these sessions. These are awesome, and thanks to Efebinas for having this. It's a really great opportunity, and thanks for asking me to come on out, and Bill too.
Yes.
So
it's Bill.
Well, it's weird because it's like I used to never really talk about my songs and what they mean, and I'm not trying to do that because they're so special to me, but just because they're in some ways personal. But I think Red October was written. You got to think of the context. It was written as 2008. When I was living by myself and very kind of isolated and in grad school.
A lot of stuff happens when you're living by yourself in isolation,
yeah,
especially if you're an artist, right?
Yeah. Well, it's like that saying, Dermot Straub, perhaps artists write the best type of music or perform the best art during the toughest times of their lives. Yeah. So Red October was basically written through that time, and in many ways, it's, I think the songs, and generally my songs are about, and I realize this after thinking about it, probably hope and despair. Huh. With a touch of sardonicism, laughing in the face of death.
Yeah. and speaking of being an artist and writing in those times, do you consider yourself an artist?
Nope.
No?
Well, I never really think about it. I just think about someone who, everybody's an artist in some ways, because everybody's projecting something that they feel in some different ways. They just probably don't identify as an artist.
So when you're not writing music and when you're not being an artist, what do you do?
Play video games.
Video games? So that pays your bills? Do you have bills?
No, I work at a scooter shop part-time, a scooter mechanic.
Which is how I met you.
Which is how we met, right? The classified wanted ads, looking for handsome scooter mechanics.
Yeah. Missed encounters.
Missed encounters, yes, exactly. And then I also teach at the University of Illinois Chicago.
Interesting. What do you teach there?
I teach sociology.
Sociology.
Yeah.
And is that something you've been doing for a while?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I've been doing it I was an undergrad in sociology. I've been studying probably 10 last years in sociology.
Awesome. So, where are you from originally?
Well, I'm originally from Melrose Park, which is a western suburb.
Melrose Park, Illinois, here.
Yes, Melrose Park, Illinois. Yeah.
And you were raised there, and
was raised there, and went away to school in DeKalb, Illinois.
Yeah.
And
all the way to DeKalb.
All the way to DeKalb.
All the way to DeKalb.
Where Bill and I met.
Yes.
Oh, that's where you guys met.
Yeah.
And when you guys met, did you guys meet knowing that you each played music, or was that part of how you met?
No, we had mutual friends and just kind of started hanging out that way. And it wasn't until later that we discovered that we both had a passion for music, and it was when we shared a room together and that we started collaborating, I think.
Yeah. And it's one thing to like music together, but to also share the same taste of music.
Yes.
Which is interesting, right? Because it's very difficult to find somebody who completely shares what you're feeling and what you're playing. Because it seems like you guys have been playing for a while. Yeah. You're familiar with each other's, playing, and so.
He's moved on from Days of the New.
Which is what? An old band?
Another older band, but actually Bill has really progressed as a guitar player. I think when we met, you didn't really play guitar, and I did. And Bill's a phenomenal guitarist, soloist, and so forth.
So before we head out tonight, tell us a little bit about why you write songs, or do you continue to write songs, or are these songs that you had in the past, or that you sing still, or you continue to write songs, and if you do, why, and what inspires you? If that's a fair question.
No, I think it's a fair question. I think we all want to, first of all, you want to kind of talk about what's going on in your life, and I think music has always been that kind of outlet for me. And a lot of my songs, are looking back. They're influenced by sociological themes. Every song I play tonight has a sociological reference or reference to some kind of theorist. And I think how I understand a lot of times in my own life is sociologically, but in many ways that kind of overlaps with my kind of how I'm feeling. Feelings of isolation, alienation, and the impact it has on individuals. So I think that's how my songs develop.
It's pretty deep, Juan. That's most of my songs are about I love you and I miss you, girl, and don't break my heart.
Yeah, well, I think
hidden sociological themes.
Yeah, that's pretty deep.
Well, I think in grad school, a lot of people don't know what grad school is like, and beginning a PhD, and people are like, when are you going to get done? It's more so a process, and there's no like graduation date to get that final paper done.
And since you're saying that, is songwriting the same process for you?
Yes.
That's
The songs are
interesting.
never done.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Juan and Bill, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having
This
us.
is a big deal for us. This is our second installment. This is the first time we do it live at somewhere besides my apartment. So thank you again, and thanks for Efebinas. And we're done.
Hi, this is Juan Martinez,
And Bill Arso.
and this is Segundas Sound
Sessions.